The day we buried my grandmother, my mother looked me in the eye and told me there was nothing in the will for me. And she smiled when she said it. What she didn't know was that I had already read that will. Every word. Because I'm the one who sat beside Grandma Ruth while she wrote it. But to understand how we got there, you have to go back. Back to a family that decided, before I could even walk, that I was the one who didn't matter. There were 2 granddaughters, my cousin Ashley, who could do no wrong, and me, the quiet one they kept around to carry the plates and take the blame. So when Grandma got sick, the family held a meeting about her money before they ever held her hand. Then they volunteered me to be her caretaker, like it was a chore. They thought they were sticking me with the burden. What they actually did was give me 3 years alone with the kindest woman I have ever known. I learned how she took her tea. The names of every rose in her garden. The story of the husband she lost at 30 and never replaced. And she learned me, the real me. The one nobody else had ever bothered to look at. Meanwhile, the rest of them visited like tax collectors. Twice a year, coats still on, asking when the house would finally be taken care of. Ashley came once. She took photos with Grandma for her social media, captioned it, "Family is everything," and left before the soup was cold. Then the money started moving. It began small. Grandma couldn't find a brooch. A ring went missing. She blamed her memory. I didn't. One night I opened her bank statements and my hands went cold. Thousands of dollars, gone, month after month into accounts that were not hers. My aunt had talked her into signing a power of attorney, just in case, and then used it to bleed her dry. They were selling her life out from under her while she slept. Her jewelry, my grandfather's watch, pieces of a person sold for parking money. I could have screamed. I could have called every one of them and burned it all down. Instead, I made copies. Every statement, every transfer, every forged signature. I built a file quietly and I told no one. Then I sat with Grandma on one of her clear afternoons and I told her the truth about her own family. She didn't cry. She just nodded, like she had known all along. And then she said, "Then let's make sure they get exactly what they have earned." 2 weeks later, a lawyer came to the house. We wrote a new will, and she told me where she kept the things that truly mattered. A month after that, she was gone. And the family moved like vultures who had been circling for years. They planned a funeral I was not consulted on. They forwarded me the bills. And at the graveside, they wept for an audience. My mother found me afterward, dabbing dry eyes, and told me not to expect anything. "You were just the help, sweetheart." I said okay. And I meant it, because I knew what was coming. 5 days later, we all sat in the lawyer's office. Ashley wore a new dress. My aunt brought her own folder, ready to claim the house. They were practically vibrating with anticipation. The lawyer started reading. And it was the will they expected. The old one, leaving almost everything to my aunt and to Ashley. They were already trading little smiles. And then the lawyer set that document down and picked up another. This will, he said, was signed 61 days before Ruth passed. It revokes all previous versions. The room went dead silent. The house, the savings, my grandfather's estate, the part they didn't even know existed. She left all of it to me. My aunt was on her feet instantly, screaming that I had brainwashed a dying woman, that I had stolen their inheritance. So the lawyer turned on the screen in the corner and played the video my grandmother recorded the day she signed. There she was. Clear, sharp, undeniable. Naming every person in that room and naming everything they had stolen from her while she was still breathing. And then I opened my folder. The bank records, the power of attorney, 2 years of theft laid out in black and white on that polished table. The lawyer studied it for a long moment. Then he said the words that turned their victory into a nightmare. "This is financial elder abuse. This is criminal." The people who came to collect an inheritance left needing defense attorneys. They were ordered to repay every cent. It cost Ashley the house she had already bragged about. I didn't take the money because I wanted it. I took it because my grandmother asked me to make sure the truth finally had teeth. I kept her house, her roses, and a note I found in her dresser. It said, "You were never the one who didn't matter. You were the only one who did. Love isn't who shares your blood, it's who shows up." And if this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more videos like this one.